Welcome aboard for another video.
Thanks, Conductor Keith.
So, I was very cheekily invited to a flat car challenge called Vickers Flat Car Festival. Now, the interesting thing about this, he segued. He started with tank cars and segued into tanks on cars, flat cars. So, this is for you. My entry into the Vickers Flat Car Festival. I will have tanks on flat cars, etc. So I will be using my Cobi bricks models, as you can see. See the airplanes hanging up behind me? This room is full of Cobi bricks military models. They will feature very heavily in this flat car festival. So I hope you enjoy. And if you have lots of flat cars or even one flat car, take part in the challenge. Or should I say festival?
In preparing for Vickers Flat Car Festival, I realized I needed to do some repairs on some used rail cars. This one's missing a brake wheel. This is a spare hubcap. A Lego hubcap, a spare one for a Lego car. And I'm just going to use this drill, use that glue, and make myself a brake wheel right there with this Lego piece. Yep, that worked out rather well. And given that this is my fictional Pencross Railway of Eastern Ontario, I covered where it had the CN noodle with Pencross. Now the CN noodle would make this old-looking rail car way past the date of my layout here. And I did the same thing with this one. Well, you know, and here's my Pencross Railway maintenance of way. But this one is a gray works car. Now, I think I'm going to put Pencross there before I start this video. In this scale, vinyl sticker sheets work perfectly well. So I'll just cut the Pencross out of there and put it on here. That looks better. Now, before we carry on with our main train, the main event here, we have our locomotive Castleman. It's a Mammoth locomotive, a Mammoth Bolton. We have a bulkhead flat car and a depressed center flat car, another flat car, an old Mammoth flat car, a teeny weeny little flat car, and our guard van. This train represents my 2-foot narrow gauge line that's here adjacent to the main track at the Pencross Railway of Eastern Ontario. And our 2-foot narrow gauge line goes all the way out through there to the nearby village of Pomme de Terre. For the loads today, we have a pair of old Marx trucks. That's O-gauge toy train trucks, vintage ones. We have some doodads, but also a Cobi World War I howitzer, a Cobi World War II Soviet gun, and just a big plastic bomb, and a barrel of rum. All these flat cars, but this one, are made by Swift 16. Rob at Swift 16 makes excellent stuff, as are the rail cars in the background there. This is a Phil Sharples kit. I see that Lord Michael is here to see them off. He's the chairman of the Pencross Railway of Eastern Ontario. And the driver is ready with his pot of tea that he's going to keep warm up there on top of the hood. The Mammoth Bolton came with an Omni radio control. This is the maintenance area of the layout. There we see Rob and Everett. And in the background there, we have a couple of Swift 16 flats that are just wagons. We use them as wagons here on the Pencross Railway of Eastern Ontario to do track maintenance. This is live overhead wire, and this is how I run this locomotive. I see Tim and Ambrose are still arguing. Eric the Wizard's still hanging around. Porter Dan, of course, is just standing and waiting, but enjoying the railway action. And here the train stopped so that Steve, young Felix, Terry, Simon Gnome, Dave, and young Jack could say hello to Lily the dog, the Boston Terrier that rides around in the steeple cab electric motor. And while that's happening, Marie, Lindsay, and Allison are wondering where their husbands are, but really, should they wonder? Tracy is still talking to this robot that's lost from another dimension. Michael is, as ever, staring off into space and pondering his next layout. Michael Franklin is still wondering what he's going to do next with his railway. And Conductor Keith is doing his work to keep everything on schedule, as usual on the train. Jessica and Amy are trying not to catch the attention of Lord Michael because he's riotously awkward with the ladies. Ven and Bram the Stoker are making sure that the Shay is ready for its next run. And now for the main event. I have 3 Cada bricks remote control tanks, and they're quite fun. Here is my American Mainline by Aristo-craft Live Steam USRA 060. These locomotives were designed for wartime service. Henry and Marge have joined the Friar at the Friar's favorite train watching location here at Whitson Bridge. Oh, Henry, isn't it exciting, all these tanks? It is indeed, Marge, yes. Yes, it is indeed. So while Ven is preparing to add more water to the tender here, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we all hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks. And if you did, click like.